How do you communicate with your students when you teach online? Are all of your students involved when you have 20 people in class? What about 100 people? I bet most of them are silent ghosts. If you liked using Blackboard or Whiteboard in face-to-face classroom, why not to do the same in online classroom? Zoom, Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, they all have their inbuilt tools with Whiteboard. They have their own advantages and disadvantages. For example, in some of them you can collaborate only during live session. That's why I prefer to use external applications. Usually in external applications you have increased functionality and better design. Using whiteboards allows to collaborate in real time and to collect opinion or points of view fast. You can use, for example, whiteboards to create group brainstorming or to organize a debate between students. In this video, we will take a look on the instrument called Padlet. You will learn which type of boards exist, how to create your first board, and how to share it with your classroom. Padlet is an online collaboration platform in which users can upload, organize, and share content in virtual boards. Under free application, you can create only free boards, but technically your possibilities are not limited, and I will show you how to use this unlimited possibility. That's how the start page looks like. Already here you can see seven different layouts to organize the content. On the bottom of the page, you can change the language to one that you prefer. But I will stay with English. Let's start with creating an account. To do so, let's press login, and if you don't yet have an account, press sign up. You can quickly sign up with your Google or Microsoft or Apple account, create an account by typing email or password. There are 7 types of boards that you can create in Padlet. Wall and grid that stack all notes in order. Stream that reminds a Facebook newsfeed. Shelf where you can organize content in series of columns. Map where it's possible to add content points. Canvas for creating and connecting content in any way. And finally a timeline for organizing events in chronological order. And in the gallery, you can find various examples of Padlet application. Okay, it looks empty here. Let's start creating first board. Choose Make a Padlet. And I suggest that we will start with Canvas design as it's the most flexible one. First, basic settings. Title your board, give a description if needed. You can set a background, different wallpapers, solid colors, pictures. You can upload your own background. Choose a color scheme. It's important here to choose if you want to have comments or not. If you activate comments, it means that if one student posts something, others can comment. And reactions. So someone can give likes to the post or upvote, downvote. I will keep likes. Okay, we are done here. Let's press next and we can start posting. To create a note, double click on the screen or press a plus sign. The post can be a text, it can be a video, any document, link, picture that you found on the internet, and it can also be a drawing, for example, or any other type that you see on the screen. Let it be a drawing. I will say you hello. Okay, and publish. What distinguishes Canva from other designs that you can freely move all elements around? So to the right, to the left, to the bottom, to the top, as you wish, and it stays there. And also that you can create connections between elements. Let's have something else. to show you. So you just press these three dots, connect to a post, and you create a connection. You can also give a title here or label which will connect them. This makes a design ideal for brainstorming and creating mind maps or organizational structures. When you have done all preparations and it's time to share a Padlet with your audience, click on Share and change permissions if you need one. Currently, my Padlet is not visible, so it's not found in Google search, and students or audience who connect to the Padlet can write on it, but can't delete anything. When you have set the visibility settings and editing settings, copy the link, the one that better fits you. You can just press here and it's copied. You can also directly share it on Facebook if you use Facebook groups for organizing your educational process, or in Google Classroom. When you and your students are done with this Padlet, you can always save it as an image, as a PDF file, as an Excel document, or print. Okay, let's go back to the main menu and see what else we can do. Again, create Padlet, and the top row of designs has similar idea in terms of content and organization of the content. Setting for this and other types of boards are the same as reviewed earlier. And let me open one of them, for example, Word. Except one setting is different. You can decide how new post will be appearing at the beginning or at the end, so first or last. So you can see when I start posting here, new post appearing first because I have selected that new post will go first. But you can always change the order just by drag and drop it. You can't freely move it all around the screen, so it will be kept in the order, but that's the layout of this Padlet. These types of boards are good for organizing different content and activities, for initiating discussions and debate, especially if you activate comments and different reactions. Okay, let's go back. Let's take a final look at what we can do. So we have two items that are not covered yet, maps and timeline. Let's start with map. Map design allows us to put spots on map, comment and add pictures to them. So, for example, you can add post by clicking the plus sign and typing the location here. And you can upload a picture. And you can add different text here. Add photos, like you can Google search, for example, and add the picture and publish it. And it will appear as a dot on the map. Alternatively, you can add spots by drag and drop. So like we do in Google Maps, for example, to St. Petersburg. Okay. Leningrad Oblast. And as we did in Canvas, in Maps we can also connect two dots between each other. So we press on these three dots and connect to the post and choose to which one we want to connect. We also can add the label, for example. It takes 2 hours to get from St. Petersburg to Lappeenranta. And our connection is created so we can see it. This design could be used to discuss geographical or historical events, for example. And finally, let's take a look on the timeline. In timeline design, you can post different events in their chronological order. So you can start adding by pressing the plus sign here or plus sign there, or it's usually just double click on the screen and type something. And after you have created a first item, you can add either before or after it, so you don't have to keep it in the direct, like in the strict order. You can add later. Okay, let's be test one. And you can always change them around if you find a mistake or you want your students to correct it. So this type of board you can use to challenge students to find the right sequence, or again to explain different historical events. You might have noticed at the beginning that I said that you are limited to 3 Padlets in the free version of the application. However, you can always archive or delete your posts and on the empty space create new boards. So to do so, open your dashboard, choose the Padlet that you no longer need. For example, you can export results if you need later. If you think that you might need it later, you can just archive your Padlet. If you completely don't need this Padlet, you can delete it. Just type the code that appeared on the screen and it will be permanently deleted. If you will need your Padlet back, you can always unarchive it. It will appear in your dashboard and you can use it again. This is all for Padlet now. I hope you will find this tool useful for your synchronous and asynchronous teaching, both virtually and face-to-face.